Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of the Super Nintendo World Time-Lapse series. In this episode we're going to try to make the Toad House from the Super Mario Bros. Series. This is the typical house that you can find in some of the maps in the new Super Mario Bros. Games. I think in Super Mario Bros. 3 there's also Toad Houses. And there's like bonus minigames or something like that. And in also in the RPGs, in the Paper Mario RPGs and things like that, you can find this type of houses a lot, where the Toads live. Actually, I've said that we're going to try to make it because when you are going to see that I tried to a lot of different walls and sizes for it until it looked perfectly fine, like the real Toad houses, because it's pretty difficult to get the same type of not only size but the same type of shape. The shape is super difficult to get, and you will see here how I struggle. And for example, like right now I'm actually trying to make it smaller than when I started, because it was getting too big compared to the rest of the scenery I've made from the park. And as you can see in the little image I've put in the corner, the Toad House is one of the buildings in the concept art of Super Nintendo World, of the Tokyo version of the Universal Park. And I don't know what's inside of the Toad House. I actually don't know. Maybe there's a restaurant, maybe there's a shop. I'm going, not in this video, but I'm probably going to add just a small balloon shop inside of the shop when I have more time. But right now it took a lot of time. It took, I think it was like 4 or 5 hours trying to build this thing. It was super. I didn't have a really fun time making it, because I had to look a lot of images, of 3D images of the Toad houses and the mushroom shape of the Toad houses. And for example, the white thing I'm doing right now, the white shapes, the white circles surrounding the mushroom, they took me a lot of time. They were like, I tried them to put it directly, it didn't work. Then I decided to like make the circle first in the floor, like you are watching right now, and then attaching the circle, like twisting it and attaching it to the mushroom thingy. And I think it didn't work either. I had to then retouch everything, yeah, like you can see. Then I have to like move each piece so it touches the red part. And it was super hard to do. This is probably one of the hardest buildings to make, the hardest recreations I've made in Planet Coaster. And you've probably seen, if you've seen my other series, my Lake Towers Park series, that I try to recreate buildings from the city I live, and those are really detailed buildings, but they actually took me less work to say, hey, I'm going to get this piece and trying to make this thing work like this so it looks similar. Or for example, the paintings I made for the Planet Coaster Museum, that also took a lot of time, but it was easier to recreate things on them. Like, it only took 1-2 hours at most. Those are the bigger paintings. Here for this, it's not even a really, like, it doesn't have a lot of pieces. The number is not too big, but it felt like super difficult to make because of the rounded shapes, and it's not perfect. And it's like, after you get one thing right, yeah, it's easier to get the rest of the shape, but getting that first thing right, wow, it was a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of parts I didn't record, that's why it's probably even longer. If I had to record everything, every trial and error part, it would have been like maybe a 20 or 30 minutes video or something like that. And yeah, this part I had to create a tunnel. So if I want to add like a balloon shop, it will not be inside the Toad House itself, because it will be too big for for the Toad House, but you will have to pass like a tunnel inside the Toad House and then get to the mountain part behind the Toad House, and that's where the buildings are. I don't know how it's going to work in the real park. I really don't know, but I don't even know. Maybe it's a restaurant, a big restaurant behind the walls. It has like the amazing thing about this park. There's area they are trying to make at Universal is that it uses a lot of like different heights for the people to go. There's a lot of stairs and things like that. And yeah, after just finishing the Toad House, I started to recreate there's like some type of path in the image, in the artwork they released, and it's like some type of terrace or something where the guests can walk, and the terrace it looks like something out of the forest parts of the Super Mario Bros. Series. I don't know. I'm a fan of Super Mario Bros., but I didn't know where they were, like what they were trying to accomplish with that terrace. But they tried to copy it as exactly as it's in the artwork. The problem is the size of it doesn't work with the paths in the game, because it uses like 1 meter paths only wide, and we have 4 meter paths. That's the minimum in the game. So yeah, that terrace is only for decoration purposes in Planet Coaster. It's not in the real park. It's not going to be only for decorative purposes. And as you can see, there's some kind of stairs going down. I don't really know what's inside all those buildings, all those like these decorative mountains, Super Mario mountains. I really don't know what they're going to do. Maybe there's rides inside. Maybe there's like mini games for people to play, like these midway games of fairgrounds. Maybe there's restaurants, bathrooms. I really don't know. But yeah, I've tried to. We're going to add some type of building inside when I have some more time to continue building this park. And you may have seen right now that a lot of walls and the things of the mountain that I've made, the gardens and the Mario tubes and things. I have like a collection of pieces in one side of the park, so I can use them as fast as I can. For example, I changed here the decoration of the detailed decoration of the walls of the mountain walls, and I use like change parts of it so you have like a lot of them you can use in different walls, because as you can see in the artwork, not all the walls are the same, have the same patterns. So I wanted to get that right. It's a really not hard process, but a really let me say repetitive task and a little bit of a chore, maybe. Yeah, that's all what it is. Yeah, creating these walls, because it's not really a creative process, and you are actually trying to copy as best as you can the artwork in place of the and the perspective of the artwork is a little bit strange. So sometimes I have to play with heights and things like that. The thing is, I tried to make it as similar as possible as the artwork, and I'm proud of it. But yeah, it's a little bit of a chore. So if I'm not mistaken, right now I'm going to start. Right now, as you can see in the video, I'm starting to do like the green plants with how do you say, with spikes. The green plants with spikes that they are in the forest, in the toxic forests of New Super Mario Bros. Games. And it's another repetitive thing. You have to get the circle art piece, and try to make like this type of tubes out of it, and then adding the spikes on all of it. And it's not really that difficult to get. Maybe the twists and turns, maybe that's a little bit more creative, a little bit more difficult maybe. But actually trying to get with the idea of how to create it, because it's just using the art pieces, and the art pieces gave us a lot of creative freedom for the things to look exactly the same as we want. and I have to be super happy of Frontier by letting us have the art pieces, because they are an amazing thing to have in the game. And that's why I could do, like, if you look them, they look exactly the same as in the artwork and as in the Mario games, and that's something I really love about how they look right now. And yes, so I think we are arriving to the ending of the video. So let me tell you that maybe next week I'm going to try to make the Peach Castle. Maybe I try, or the Bowser buildings behind this part. I hope you've enjoyed the video this week, and I hope to see you next week also. I'm leaving you with some cinematic shots of this part of the park, and I hope you have a nice week. Goodbye.